An Israeli Air Force flight instructor is arguing with a young psychologist. The psychologist has just told him that rewards work better than punishment. "Nonsense," says the instructor. "When I praise a cadet for a perfect landing, he flies worse the next day. When I scream at him for a terrible one, he improves. Every time. And here's the thing. The instructor is right about his facts. Every word. He's also about to become the textbook example of the most misunderstood law in statistics. Because the screaming did nothing at all. The psychologist was Daniel Kahneman. Untangling this argument would help win him a Nobel Prize. The law is called regression to the mean. Extreme results tend to be followed by ordinary ones. No cause required. The spectacular becomes average. The terrible becomes average, automatically. Stay with me, because once you see the machine behind it, you will never fully trust a before and after story again. And near the end, the place where this law quietly empties your wallet. Here's the machine. Almost every result you can measure is made of two ingredients: skill plus luck. Skill is stable. It shows up again tomorrow. Luck is not. A perfect landing is skill plus a tailwind of good luck. A disastrous one is skill plus a gust of bad luck. So what happens on the next flight? The skill returns. The luck does not. The cadet who flew perfectly was good and lucky. Tomorrow, he's just good. Worse. The cadet who flew terribly was good and unlucky. Tomorrow, just good. Better. The screaming changed nothing. The praise ruined nothing. The luck simply expired. Pause here for a second and ask yourself, your best quarter ever or your worst one? How much was ingredient 1 and how much was ingredient 2? The law itself was discovered in 1886 by Francis Galton, who measured hundreds of parents and their adult children and noticed something odd. Very tall parents had tall children, but less tall than themselves. Very short parents had short children, but less short. Height was drifting toward the middle, in both directions at once. He called it regression towards mediocrity, and it isn't genetics being modest. It's the luck ingredient washing out, in anything measured twice, anywhere. Once you know the machine, you see it running everywhere. In 1933, a business professor named Horace Secrist published a 500-page book proving that America's most dominant companies drift toward mediocrity over time. He thought he had discovered a disease of capitalism. He had discovered regression to the mean. The top firms of any decade were good and lucky, and the luck expired on schedule. Sports fans know the Sports Illustrated cover jinx. Make the cover, then decline. Of course, you made the cover during a lucky extreme. The rookie of the year has a sophomore slump. Your headache improves after the sugar pill because you took it when the pain peaked, and peaks come down on their own. And remember the missing planes from last episode? Survivorship bias hides the losers from you. Regression fools you about the winners who remain. Now, the catch. Regression to the mean is not a force. Nothing pulls anything toward average. It's pure arithmetic about luck. And that means people make two opposite mistakes. Mistake 1, seeing regression where there's real change. If the cadet takes actual flying lessons, the improvement is real. This law doesn't say nothing works. It says extreme snapshots exaggerate. Mistake 2 is the expensive one, paying for regression. Investors chase last year's hottest fund, a lucky extreme, and then write it back down to average. Buying high, arriving average, right on schedule. The defense is a single question. What would have happened anyway? So tomorrow, before you reward, punish, or buy anything based on an extreme result, ask 3 things. How much of this was luck? What is the baseline? And would it have bounced back on its own? That's the whole practice, but here's the twist that connects everything so far. When people know their number is being watched, they don't wait for luck to move it. They move it themselves. In 1902, the government of Hanoi put a bounty on rats and ended up with more rats than it started with. That's the Cobra effect. Next law.